So, you've just accepted your vet school offer, or you are still deep in the trenches searching, should I even apply to vet school? Either way, you've probably heard the same advice of get a stethoscope, start learning anatomy early. But what if I told you that the stuff that really blindsides you isn't in the handbook? I remember sitting there my first week just feeling like everybody had a PhD apart from me. Hey, I'm Harriet, I'm a mature vet student, a mum, and founder of How to Be a Vet Student. I started this channel because vet school is amazing, but it can also be a bit of a physical and emotional boot camp. And I don't feel like anyone really prepares you for that. So in this video, I am going to give you the 5 things I wish somebody had told me before I started vet school. And if you stick around to the end, I will share with you my starter pack to help you feel more prepared as well. Welcome to How to Be a Vet Student. If you want the honest version of vet school, you are in the right place. Let's dive in. Number 1. The importance of a work-life balance. Let's start with the obvious. Vet school is intense. This is not just, wow, that is a lot of flashcards intense. This is, I've been in the library so long, what does sunlight even look like anymore? In my first year, I thought the harder I worked, the better I would do. So I said yes, and I dove into every extra revision session, anything that was on offer that I thought was going to help me do better. Spoiler, I burned out. I wasn't sleeping well, I was snapping at the people that I loved, and worst of all, I wasn't even retaining half of the stuff that I was actually studying. That's when I realized that studying smarter isn't just about technique, it's also knowing when to stop. Now, I literally schedule my downtime like I schedule my lectures. Evenings off are sacred, I protect my sleep, and I do something every day that brings me back to myself. Whether that's a walk or a cup of tea without guilt, something that brings me a tiny little bit of joy. My advice is to set boundaries with your study time. Find small joys that recharge you, and do not wait until you are falling apart to give yourself permission to rest. Vet school is a marathon, it is not a hostage situation. Treat your well-being like a non-negotiable. Number 2. You do not need to know everything before you start. If you're anything like me, you will have Googled already, what should I know before I go to vet school, more times than actually opening up a textbook to see what we should know. And I get it. Before I started, I was convinced that everybody else had read every anatomy book that was out there, read 10 vet memoirs, and assisted with a C-section on the way to class. But here's the truth that nobody really says out loud. You're not meant to know everything before you start vet school. Vet school teaches you how to think like a vet, day by day, year by year. It's not a place for experts, it's a place where you become one. Lecturers are not judging you for not knowing something. They literally design the course assuming that you don't know anything. So if you're worried that you can't remember all the different organ systems or you can't recite the list of dog vaccines yet, just take a breath. Your job is to show up, stay curious, and let the learning happen naturally over time. You are not behind, you are at the beginning, and that is exactly where you are supposed to be. Number 3. Building strong study habits early is key. Here's what they don't tell you. The volume of content in vet school is not just heavy, it is relentless. It doesn't just trickle in. It hits like a tsunami of lecture slides, anatomy terms, and drug names you've never heard of before. And I'll be honest, in my first term, I thought I could just wing it a little bit. Take some notes, binge study for the exams, but as you can guess, that didn't work. Procrastination in vet school is not just risky, it's expensive. You fall behind by a week, and before you know it, you are 5 systems deep into revision, debt with no way to pay it off. So what saved me? Active recall, spaced repetition, and Quizlet. It's not sexy, but they do work. I set up flashcards as I went along, and I stopped rewriting notes. Rewriting notes was just a way to make myself feel productive. I quizzed myself instead, constantly. Another tip: find your people. A good study group or just even one great accountability partner can make all the difference. Someone to call you out and say, we are doing cardio flashcards today, and you just have to dive in. You want to build those habits early and you want to do them first. It will pay off in the end because future you will be drowning in content and be so thankful that you did. Number 4, your classmates are not the competition. Vet school can feel competitive, especially at first. Everyone seems so capable and someone definitely has the most perfect color-coded notes that you will ever see. And someone else has just smashed that mock OSCE that you barely got through. And it is so easy to fall into that trap of comparison. But here's the truth. Your classmates are not your rival, they are your lifeline. These are the people who helped me the most throughout vet school. They're the ones who sat with me for an hour trying to help me catch up and understand what renal physiology was. They are the ones who sent me all of their notes when I missed a week because I was home with a sick toddler. They are the ones who cried with me after I had a super rough day and then laughed with me 2 minutes later. When we lift each other up, we all do better. And vet school is hard enough without tightening yourself in some imaginary leaderboard. So don't hoard your notes. Don't be afraid to ask questions, and don't be afraid to reach out. Because at the end of the day, we're all heading towards the same goal. And it's a lot easier to get there when we do it together. And finally, number 5, communication skills are just as important as medical knowledge. Here's something that surprised me. You can be brilliant at anatomy, physiology, pharmacology, clinical reasoning, and still struggle in practice if you cannot communicate. So much of this job is not actually about the animals, it's about the people who bring them in. Explaining a diagnosis to an anxious owner, navigating a tough conversation about costs, working in a busy team where emotions are high and time is short. I remember in one of my placements watching a vet deliver some really devastating news to a client. She didn't rush, she didn't over-explain, she listened, she paused, and she held space. And in that moment, I realized that was a skill that was just as important as learning to place an IV catheter or diagnosing cardiac failure. So those are the 5 things that I wish somebody had told me before I started vet school. Not just how to study harder, but how to survive it with your sanity intact. Protect your well-being, trust the learning process, build solid habits, and stop comparing yourself to everybody else in the room. And if you're feeling a mixture of excitement and imposter syndrome right now, you are not alone. It doesn't mean that you're not ready, it means that you care a lot. To help make your start smoother, download my Vet Student Starter Pack. It's a no-fluff digital bundle designed to help you feel prepared and confident when you get to day 1 of vet school. You'll find the link to that in the description below. And if you found that this video helped you, check out my other videos in the playlist Life at Vet School with more honest advice of what it's really like once you get in. You've got this, and when you don't, we will figure it out together. See you in the next video.